Hi guys, this is my first ever YouTube video, and today I am going to be making myself some press-ons. I'm gonna put the inspo above, and honestly, yeah, these are the sized nails, and I'm gonna go ahead and buff them. Okay, so starting off, we are just going to be buffing these nails. I like to buff them just like physically, just because I think it's a really easy way to let the gel stick on better instead of using a base coat. And I'm also adding primer too, just to create kind of a really thin sticky layer. Also, just another reason or way that I do to avoid using a layer of base coat. Okay, so now we are going to paint the base coats. This is kind of a neutral tan color because this is going to be the background of my camouflage nail. And then this, I am going to paint this on really nicely. It is a really opaque white, and this is going to be our deer nail. It is so cute, and this is such a cute face. This is How You Neutral from D&D, and it's so gorgeous. It works on all skin tones, and I love it so much. So here are the completed finished base colors, and here are some tester nails that I did. I like to do those before just so I know I can do everything without messing up. And here is my nail palette, and let's get started. So now we are starting to paint these dark brown tree branches. I did have to mix this color beforehand, and you can see that I'm taking a lot of time to do this. I think I prefer detail over quickness, which is why some sets take me up to 4 hours, I think. And I just really want to get all the detail in. So this, even though this is sped up, it is still kind of slow. Now we are done, and we are just going to flash through this. This is just one of many layers, which is why I don't pop it into the entire giant lamp. And now I'm adding some highlights on top of the somewhat cured tree branches just to give a little bit of a more detailed look for the camouflage that I'm going for. And you can see I'm also taking a lot of time with this. Now we are going to do some medium color tree branches. I kind of had to change the tone because I didn't want it to blend in with the background. But yeah, basically this whole camouflage nail is just layers upon layers of tree branches and everything. that we are done with the medium tree branches and its details as well, I'm just going to be painting these kind of whiter, lighter branches. This time I'm not adding any details, and this is just pure white. I think it's just to add a little bit of highlight to this kind of a dark looking nail. Okay, now we are going to be adding some black highlights, or black, well, kind of brown, and it's just going to be some little details, little branches that I just use to make the nail look a little bit less empty. It's a little bit hard to tell, but in person it did look really empty. Now we are finally almost done. We are using some green to kind of add a little camouflage, like leafy look, and this is just like some foliage to add. I just kind of stamp it everywhere. There's no like specific pattern that there is for this part. Now we are going to cover this with base coat just because I want to have a smooth surface, since I am going to be painting some calligraphy above. And now I'm gonna be working on the other camo nails. I decided not to film this process because it was just like literally the exact same thing on like 8 other nails. Some of them I did choose to be French tip instead of covering whole nail, which is what I'm doing here. And I like to pick up a little bead of gel with my liner brush and put that over the surface once I draw the French line, just because I feel like if I use a normal brush, it just would be super thick and not as good, and it looks really thin right now. And we're just gonna be doing that for I think 3 of the nails. So yeah, I do not use any guidelines for French tips. I kind of just like YOLO it, and then I guess and check to see if the French tips are, they look good. But honestly, don't do that. It's kind of a bad habit, and now when I use guidelines, it looks super messed up. But please use guidelines because I promise it will look so much better. Do not learn from me. These are the completed camouflage nails. I kind of did this off camera, but they look so cute. And now we can move on to the fun stuff. I bought these silicone molds. This is a ruffle silicone mold, and I'm filling it in with some pure white gel polish first, just like to make it a really, really white color. And later on, I'm going to be mixing some 3D gel in, because white gel polish on its own, it just would be too weak to hold the structure of this. And I want my nails to be really sturdy, so I do use some rhinestone glue from my cart later on to kind of add that in. And it takes a long process, which is why I'm kind of speeding this up. Look at how gorgeous I'm popping this out, and it's so cute. There was a little bit of excess gel on the side, which I did cut off, and now I'm dipping it into some rhinestone glue that I put in a bottle. and I'm just gonna be sticking it on top of my French tip. I'm squeezing it through because it doesn't really fit the sidewalls, but once I pinch it, it does. And then now I'm going to hold it down and flash cure at the same time. This nail lamp is so helpful for that. So I'm just going to turn it on, and I'm going to hold it while I flash cure a little bit before I let it cook in the big lamp. Okay, so after that is done, I'm gonna be using another really cute silicone mold. It kind of reminds me of a corset and has like the little bow on the bottom too, and we're just gonna be filling that in with now a mixture of 3D gel and white polish, just because the silicone mold is a little bit thinner and it doesn't have as deep crevices as the other one, which makes it a little bit harder to fill. I'd say I have to be a lot more precise, and this actually took me around 4 minutes to fill it in, but it is sped up a lot just to make it look a lot quicker. Now I'm also going to pop this out. This pops out in 2 different compartments, and you have to be really careful with these and not really flick them up like I did, but they were kind of a struggle to get out a little bit. You really had to squeeze it open. And this is kind of what I want it to look like on a nail. It kind of reminds me of like a Converse shoe, but I also wanted to add a white border next to the camouflage just to kind of, wrap up everything together and make it look really nice. And now we're gonna be dipping this 3D into some rhinestone glue, and we're going to go ahead and put this on here. You can't see it now, but I actually did end up laying this diagonally and it looked kind of bad, but it was already cured, so I just had to go with it. So please be careful when you're flash curing things and don't make this the same mistake that I did. Okay, this is the last nail mold. I promise I normally do not use as many nail molds, but I just bought a couple, so I really wanted to try them, and these bows look so cute. So I'm filling it in with the mixture of 3D gel and white gel paint, and we're just gonna let that cure. And then now we are going to head and pop out the final nail mold. This bow is so adorable, and I clipped off the excess, and I'm just going to dip it in some rhinestone glue again and cure it onto the nail. We are finally moving on to the doe fawn nail, and I'm going to be painting on this kind of orange brown shade, and I'm going to be using a makeup sponge just to kind of blur out the edges and make it look like a really cute gradient. This does take a little bit of time, and this whole nail actually takes up a lot of layers, but my paintbrush lets me make pretty thin layers, so it was not too bulky. Now I'm going to be sealing this design with some base coat. This is just to protect it in case I mess up on the next part of my design. And now we are going to be taking some white gel polish, and we're going to be painting on the spots of a doe. I don't know if it's called a doe or a fawn. I'm just gonna say both. So yeah, and I kind of did like a downward vertical design. And I kind of did just random dots. There's no specific design, and it looks really cute. this is the final design. It has been 4 hours, so I'm very excited to top coat these. Very excited. So let's go do that. Okay, so I'm using the D&D non-wipe top coat, and before I put everything into the big nail lamp, I want to get everything cured just because I don't like working one by one. And we're just gonna flash cure it because sometimes it does turn out lumpy. I don't know why, but it just does, so I do flash cure it. And then we're going to bake it into the big lamp. We are finally done. Oh my god. These are the cutest nails ever. And I'm so excited to put them on. But first I want to take a couple pictures. And I'll get back to putting on my nails. These are so cute. These are the finished nails. I put them on with normal press-on glue. Guys, don't use Gel-X glue, any curable glue, because that is not safe to use on opaque, already painted nails. Yeah, look, these are so cute, and I'm so happy for this result. And I'll see you guys soon. This is my first ever YouTube video, so thank you so much. Bye.